Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of Disappearing with No Face, and I am your host, Moth. And in today's video, we will be talking about the mysterious disappearance of Caylee Hanson and how it links to a greater mystery surrounding the wilderness and a strange man who has been seen around the same time as the disappearances. Caylee Hanson was born on August 7, 2002, and lived a happy life with her parents growing up in the Florida suburbs. It was when she turned 3 that things would turn for the worse in her life. Her parents would divorce, leaving her in a broken home, with her mom trying her best to raise a kid on her own, but it wasn't enough. It would be Sunday, September 10th, 2006, an average day for the two, where Kaylee's mom would take her daughter to the park where she would play and herself would relax. This would be the last day Kaylee was seen. Police reports show that many witnesses described seeing the girl one minute walking around the lining of the fence, and the next she was gone. Police would investigate and later arrest Mark Hansen after discovering Kaylee's clothes and toys in the house. Many would believe the story as it was the only thing in the news, but what many would not realize is this isn't the full story. Martha Hansen would describe a deep hatred for her ex-husband Mark. She would then tell the police she saw Mark's car at the park and was convinced he took her kid out of drunken anger. She would constantly call the police to make false reports, which would lead to the eventual investigation and arrest of Mark. However, Martha would later admit that Caylee missed her dad and they planned to hang out at the park that day, to which he never showed up, allegedly for suspecting Martha to try and make him violate the restraining order clause. In fact, the whole week, Mark was out of town for this reason. So how could they arrest Mark? Authorities later arrested Mark's friend, Edward White, as well. Edward White was later suspected to be affiliated with the kidnapping. Edward was in the area at this time and was driving in one of Mark's cars. The same car Martha reported was at the park. So case closed, right? Edward kidnapped Caylee for Mark. That's what many were led to believe. However, Edward was at a convenience store down the street during the time of the kidnapping, and when he left the convenience store, he went to a local pharmacy down the street. Edward was never found at the park, but the search team still never found Caylee. So what happened to Caylee? Who took her? In media interviews done after the investigation, several parents went on record to say that their kids noticed a strange, tall figure in the woods near Caylee. They all described the same slender, tall man to be wearing all black with pale, smooth skin and no face. Many have discredited this to be parents looking for media attention, but others think there's something deeper hiding in this mystery case. But the world will never know, because in 2008, Mark and Edward would both be found dead in their cells, choking on their own blood. As for Martha, she has gone on record for saying she is happy to see Mark and Edward gone. But who is this long man, and why have so many people seen him? That'll be the discussion of our next episode of Disappearing with No Face.